Today we're going to be learning the Fisherman rib stitch in the round. So I have already gotten everything set up. I am using Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick yarn with size 15 knitting needles. And I have a 16-inch cable and I've cast on 28 stitches. So you want to knit or cast on in an even number of stitches. And I like using 28. I can't get away with any less than that without stretching it out. So I've already done my first row, which is a setup row. If you want to see that, I did do a knit flat video, so you can see the setup row, but it's just a knit one, purl one all the way around. So I just want to really give you the idea, show you how to do the knit one below and purl one below. So on your first stitch, so this is going to be round one, just your setup row is kind of row 0. So your first stitch is knit one below. So instead of knitting into this first stitch, we're going to go into the stitch below. And this first one, for me, it always looks like a big hole. So we're going to go into that first hole and we're going to knit one below and slip it off. And it does create 2 stitches. And the second stitch is a purl. So it's those 2 stitches on repeat is this whole row. So, or round. So we're going to knit one below. So we're going to go into the stitch below and knit and purl. Go into the stitch below and purl. Knit one below and purl. Knit one below. So we're not going into knit that top stitch, we're going into the hole below. Purl one. So let's see if I can get it better. So you want to go all the way inside those 2, all the way in there. Let me hold this. The whole muscle memory thing. Knit one below and purl. Knit one below and purl. Knit one below. So when you're dropping it off, you have that extra loop and it'll kind of stretch out. So you kind of lose it as you go into the next stitch. Knit one below and it kind of stretches out. Knit one below, purl, knit one below, so kind of see how it stretched it out. So I think I kind of do that as I'm knitting, so I don't notice a double loop so much. All right, knit one below and purl. All right, so the next row we're going to knit the knits, or knit the knit one below stitches, and then we're going to purl one below into the purl stitches. So when you're looking at your work, you can kind of pick up that yarn so then you can see that there's 2 stitches there. That way as you're knitting, you can kind of double check to make sure you're knitting in the right place and doing double stitches in the right place. So our purl one below, we're going to bring this yarn in front And instead of purling, we're going to go into the hole below. And then that creates that extra loop. Bring it to the back and knit. Forward, purl one below, knit. Forward, purl one below, and knit. Forward, purl one below, and knit. 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 Purl one below. So you're kind of going under that first bar. So you'll notice that I have 2 bars here. And you're going to go in between the 2 bars. Bring the yarn in front. You're going into the hole in between those 2 bars. And knit. And knit. So on the other side, you're going into that knit stitch on the other side. Purl one below and knit, and then you have purl one below. Now starting on the next round, this one does go into a knit one below. So you do have, and then purl one, knit one below, and purl one. So you will have this row where it's 2 doubles, but there's really, that's kind of the, how it works with knitting in the round. It doesn't always work out exactly the same as it does knitting flat. So, oh, the other thing is this is not a very forgiving pattern. It is really, it's difficult to go back and correct mistakes. So if you can, use lifelines as often as you're comfortable. And sometimes it's just easier to frog the whole thing and start over again. I do recommend, before you start a large project where you have to cast on like 100 stitches or even 50 stitches, to maybe cast on 15 stitches, maybe do a dishcloth and do a test piece so that you get some muscle memory and you're very familiar with the knits and the purls, purl one below. And if you're not real comfortable with the purl one below, you can always knit this flat. And go watch that video because both sides are knit one below, purl one. You just offset it, and then you can just, you'll have a little seam. So you can also give that a try if that's something you're more comfortable with. I have found that if it's something that you enjoy doing, then you're going to do it. When I am doing something that I'm just not comfortable with, I usually don't follow through, and I sometimes don't even end up doing the project. But in this case, like I'm knitting a scarf and using this Fisherman stitch, so I'm really excited about it. I think I have 3 patterns with this stitch coming up. So I just released a blanket pattern, and it has a really pretty edge on it. So I did a completely separate video with that so that you can see the really pretty edge on it. And then I am now working on a scarf using a lighter weight yarn and I started doing the pretty edge, and it just didn't look quite as nice or clean in a thinner yarn. So I went ahead and I am doing it without that pretty edge. And honestly, I really like it because it's just a lot less thought process. So I can really relax and knit my scarf. So I have been really enjoying that. So you guys just play with the different variations and see which one makes you happy and then go with it. So, because this is a really, really awesome stitch. So I hope you guys found this tutorial to be helpful. And if you have any questions, please leave me a comment below. And thank you guys so much for watching.